And welcome to another episode of DIOTALK. I'm Dio. Let's talk. My guest today is an actor. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to Joshua Ojeda. Welcome to the show, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, man.
It's an honor. It's an honor. So what's up, man? What you been up to?
I've actually been busy these past few days. I just shot my digitals that I got to submit to modeling agencies, and I did another photo shoot for my portfolio yesterday. So far the week is good. How about you, man?
I've been good. You know, chilling, recording. So you're an actor, but you're also a model, right?
Yeah, actually, initially, I started with the modeling career. I was just like, I want to do modeling, but I always had like the passion for acting as well. Well, not necessarily the craft of acting, but just for films.
Yeah, just the niche.
Yeah, and the thing is, acting and modeling they're connected right to each other because it's just like, depending on the job for modeling you're doing, there's some acting involved, and I just wanted to just get started with modeling because I really got into photography and all that stuff. And then, but like the acting part was like the urge for acting was there, but it's just, I guess it was like a little bit of a confidence thing. I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do the modeling, but like I don't know about the acting. That's a little hard. I don't know. But like my love for films it's always been there as a kid. So it's just, I was doing the modeling and I was just like, come on, bro. Like you're doing the modeling. You telling me you can't fucking do the acting. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm doing the acting. Fuck it. So
yeah, get into it. And Molly is your agency, your modern agency?
I'm not signed with anybody. I'm just more of a free agent. I worked with a major brand already, like which was fucking amazing. I can't say who because I signed the NDA, but yeah, right now I'm just a freelance and I'm looking to sign with an agency so I can, branch out into the industry more and start working with these brands because it's just I see all these dope shit like these commercials like Lexus and like Dior or Zara and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, that's always been the end goal for like modeling. So it's just, and I have to, in order to do that, I have to do that through an agency. So I'm looking to, sign with somebody.
That's dope.
Yeah.
How long you been doing the modeling?
Well, I did like my first official photo shoot at the end of like 2018, like literally on Christmas Eve. Like my cousin, he's best friends with this photographer who I'm also best friends with. I remember fucking we're in the Bronx, we're having the fucking Christmas Eve Dominican dinner, and we asked the photographer, yo, like he told him like, yo, my boy wants to shoot with you. He wants to do a quick shoot while we're on Christmas. So I come down to the lobby. We did that first photo shoot just for the hell of it, just to have those pictures on Instagram. And then I did it, and then I was just like, you know what? I felt great doing it, and I felt alive doing it. So I was just like, I think I want to do this. I felt
like officially, like it's inspired you that moment.
Yeah. So from there on, I've just been pursuing it, getting better at it, building my portfolio, working on my actual modeling, and then getting into acting. So I'm on like 3 years now. So
wow.
Yeah.
What's because I know a lot of people say portfolio. Like, what's a modeling portfolio consist of?
So a modeling portfolio consists of editorials. So you see those pictures and you see that they're edited, but they're like these amazing, just looking pictures. That's what it is. So for modeling portfolios, it's really to just demonstrate how you would look as a model, to demonstrate your skills. Because with modeling, it's very all about your look, but really showing off your look and really demonstrating, like, because it's like
and different styles.
Yeah, with different styles, different backgrounds, like outside, like or in the studio, different things, and then also like working with like different objects because depending on the type of modeling you get to, the type of job you get, you're going to be also modeling with things like handbags, like certain pieces of clothing. So it's really to demonstrate your skills. But for me, building my portfolio is doing that, but it's also allowing me to get my creativity out because it's like everything I've like all that photo shoots that I have on my Instagram, on my portfolio, is just it's all been like from me where I have like this dope idea. I'll be listening to a specific favorite album of mine, favorite song, and then an idea will spark. I'm like, oh shit. And then my mind starts chasing it and it expands. So it's just just getting into it, building my portfolio it's been great for demonstrating my skills as a
Hmm.
model, but like also to get my creativity out. So
That's dope. That's dope.
yeah.
How many photos do you have in this? Is it something that you like constantly change and put new ones in, or like how does it go?
I actually have like 100 something, I think.
God damn.
And I actually, and it's funny that you say that. Like, if I switch something in, so I had a picture from one of my shoots. It was unedited, but it looked great. And I was messing around with it, like I used to do. I'm always messing around with like all the different things that I have. And I threw on this edit, and I'm like, yo, I gotta upload this. So I re-uploaded it today on Instagram actually. So it's funny that you asked that.
No, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
So, like, at what point did you transition to like do your first flick or write your first script or do anything regarding like film?
Um. Oh, that's a good question. I don't remember exactly the pinpoint. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do the acting. And then slowly I was like, each and every day I was like searching all right, how do I get started? How do I start practice? How do I practice at home? How can I like teach myself? So like little by little I would search it up. I was watching YouTube videos, and then I had this like master class on Skillshare. Skillshare is
Mm.
fucking great. And I was following this one specific actor, and that person kind of got me started, really started like opening my eyes. And I'm like, okay, these are the principles that go into it. And I was learning about all the different like methods that have been out there, like Meisner, Strasberg, the method acting, and all that stuff.
And
So
this
I
is
was,
like acting techniques or acting the way to shoot a shot.
oh, these are all different like acting techniques. So the
Mm.
thing is with different actors, there's different ways actors go about their work, or different ways to go about their acting, because there's just different styles. Like method, when you're on a project and you're playing a specific character, you're in character in and out of the camera. Like Heath Ledger was method for the Joker.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like but that doesn't work for everybody, and there's some dangers actually of the method acting. But again, it's still a proven method that there's certain people who do method and be fine afterwards, but that works specifically for that actor.
And method acting is basically like you live on and off the character. I mean, on and off camera, being the character.
Yeah,
So
so
you
like
stay in character until you finish shooting.
yeah, practically, or until they go home, or I think even when they're at home, I'm not even sure. But method is extreme. More
Yes,
power to
yes.
like the people who can do method. I can never do it.
Bipolar to the seventh power,
Yeah, I guess so.
right?
Yeah. So I was doing all that research, and then eventually, after my daily consistency of just trying to research, write stuff down, I eventually started looking up monologues, because you need monologues and scenes to actually work on, from films and stuff like that, to actually work on the acting. So I was doing that, and I would record myself and stuff like that. And it was I knew, like, I was just like, all right, something's not right here. It's not my acting, it's not my crushing. So I'm like, you know what? I need to get into an acting class. It can't be too like, nah, I can do this by myself. I'm like, nah, if I'm gonna be serious about this, I gotta find somebody that can teach me. So I went about finding a teacher, looked at different teachers, and then eventually I found one. And this is, now we're in 2020. Um, that's when I was looking for teachers, and then the pandemic happened, and I'm like, okay. And then that's where all the surge of like acting teachers is starting to go
Yeah,
online. So I
yeah.
found this one acting teacher over in Los Angeles, called Brad Heller, and I found him on there. That's like eventually, like in the summer, when I started, when things were like slowly opening back up, and I went back to work. I found him, and I saw some of his videos, and I'm like, I think this is where I can grow my acting. So got on his online class, and surely enough, it was a great experience, and that's where it started to really grow, and it really started growing. And I did my second short film after taking his classes after a few months and using his techniques. So yeah, and then I was with him for a while. Great teacher, and it really got me started. And then now I'm no longer in that school, but I actually got into another school called the Barrett Group, that's actually based in New York City. And I did so that school does like different sections for their
Hmm.
classes. I already did one section. And it was great. Met some lovely actors who, if they're listening to the podcast, and I've told them many times, extremely talented actors. Like I came in there in that class, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, because before that, I was, it was like a break of like trying to find another class. So like I was still practicing on my own, but like I was not training, so it's just I felt like my acting wasn't progressing. So it's just like, but I came in there and I'm seeing how they're doing. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, am I on their level and stuff like that? But like, no, obviously I was in their level because you need to audition for that class. So
Yeah.
and I really grew from that class too as well. So it's been a bit of a journey.
That's dope. That's dope. I'm happy that you're essentially practicing and researching your craft. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people I know that think that they just go to audition without being prepared,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
preparation is key to success. And that's not knocking them off, but you're being prepared is better than not being prepared.
Oh yeah, for a fact. I mean, there's so many actors who have landed big roles, like career making roles, and they weren't
Mhm.
prepared. But not to say that you shouldn't prepare. You should obviously prepare, especially for acting. You really need to
Yeah.
prepare. But like, but it's all about being able to prepare quickly because the industry is quick. Like
Yes.
you can get an audition. It's like, yo, we have an audition for you. Be ready for it tomorrow at 8 a.m. And it's like 9 p.m. So it's just like, fuck, I gotta go to sleep early so I can get enough sleep, but I gotta also work on this. So
Yeah, you got to come up with a monologue or reference one that you
well,
could remember.
yeah, well if they're giving you an audition, you already got the material. It's all about, all right, this is what this scene is, this is where my character is, and all right, this is where the text, and this is where I'm going in the scene. So that's what like the key things about like
Mm,
really auditioning, but like also really delivering a good performance.
okay.
Yeah.
How when in your experience have you gone on these auditions? Has the dialogue been like difficult, easy? Is it like long or like a lot of words that you like what the fuck did these words come from?
No, that's the thing though. I've auditioned. I haven't really auditioned for any in feature films. I have worked on feature films. I did background work on Billy Eichner's upcoming film, Bros, which is coming out in September. Hopefully my scene doesn't get cut. Hopefully I'm in there. I've mainly been auditioning for student films, but not to knock off student films. Student films are fucking
Mhm.
amazing, just like
Yeah.
feature films. Almost every audition I have done. No, I would say every audition I've done. Each, because I'm very specific. I don't, because that's the thing with student films. The actor, you audition for student films because you're working on your craft. That's the actor, you're acting
Hmm.
real. Get your name out there, but also the director and the writers and everybody involved. They're all rookies, just like you, and so they're
Hmm.
working on their craft. But the thing is, even though I need that for my reel and stuff like that,
Hmm.
this is a career that I'm passionate about. So, and I'm passionate about stories and films. So I want to choose projects that I'm like, all right, you know what? I think this would be fun and stuff like that.
Yeah, that
So when
calls
I,
your it calls your attention that you want to be a part of. It's not like that the first thing comes first serve. It's after
yeah,
you actually want to involve your feet, your emotions. You want to be involved in this.
exactly. So it's just like when I choose one and stuff like that, I'm like, yo, this is gonna be dope. I want to audition on it. So each time I've gotten like material for the auditions, whatever, I'll read it and I'll be like, yo, this is amazing. This is amazing. Like I remember I auditioned for a film that already came out. Um, it was one of those like going back in time travel stories.
Hmm.
What will happen if he like took out Hitler and stuff like that. It was so dope. I was reading it. I'm like, this is so dope. I worked on it. I unfortunately didn't get the part, but the person who got the part absolutely killed it, and the film came out amazingly. And that director, his style and stuff like that is amazing. So I'm waiting for him to open auditions for other projects that I can hopefully audition for. So when it comes to like if I got any materials, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? Fortunately, I haven't gotten anything. Everything I've gotten has been like, wow, this is amazing. This is amazing. I want to be a part of this. Even if I'm not a part of this, I want to see how it comes out afterwards.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. What about any indie films? Like, have you been able to be a part of those?
No, but I would love to. There's something about indie films that are fucking special. They're fucking, they're very. There's something like they're very unique. I don't know what it is, but they're very unique. I definitely want to do those type of films.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, or any type of. It's like I know we both know Zay Rodriguez, right? From
Yeah,
Bruta Studios. He's
good
constantly coming
man.
out with a project or doing something, and
Yeah,
those are films are indie and they're good to practice on. He has good ideas and his producing style, like he gets shit done. He gets
yeah,
shit done, right? So like, I mean, he's always looking for new talent to produce new ideas and whatnot, and you never know.
yeah. And he, I mean, he's the one that connected us.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Shout out to him,
Yeah,
my
shout
brother
out to
right
him.
there.
He's a great dude. Like I really appreciate him because he's very nice. We've had good conversations, but also just him just checking out my work and liking my work and stuff like that. So he's a great dude.
Yeah, he's somebody who's gonna take, it's slowly but surely. It's he's around the corner. He's gonna blow up. He's
Oh
gonna
yeah, for
blow
fact.
up.
Yeah,
And what I love about him is that he doesn't take himself serious. He enjoys every moment of it. You know, he likes to have fun. He's very creative, and he enjoys the
yeah.
process of connecting people and whatnot. Like I think we need more people like him in the industry.
Oh yeah, for a fact. Yeah.
So like, so have you been in a film or not yet?
I mean, I did the feature film with Billy Eichner, and then I did two student short films. So I've been a part of three films.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. Um, so modeling and being around all these like talented students, right, and practicing acting and whatnot. You never got the niche to like write your own thing, a small script.
Oh yeah. For I mean, that's like stuff that I want to get into later on. I mean, I'm still working on it now. It's just slowly. Like I have something that I don't want to say because it's like
Mm.
I want to wait until everything's ready. And also, it's a very slow process because I've been focused on growing my acting, growing my modeling and stuff like that. So when it comes to writing and stuff like that, it's kind of hard to get to. It's kind of hard to manage the time for I working on my acting, working on my modeling, making sure I'm doing what I need to do every day to
Mm.
also do the writing and also just that specific thing that I'm writing and stuff like that. I'm trying to find a direction where to take it, but definitely want to do writing and directing like later on.
Nice, nice. That's cool. What do you have a specific genre that calls your attention?
Um, I mean, I love a lot of the genres. I love a good comedy. I love a good drama, good thriller. But I would say drama and thrillers usually catch my attention the most.
Mm.
Like Ozarks, like suspenseful thrillers and stuff like that. The
Excuse me.
Ozarks,
Ozark, yeah, that's intense.
yes,
That's stress. That's
Ozarks,
nerve wracking.
one of the best written shows that is currently going on right now. I've never that show is just that is a true testament of good writing because it's just like they just do things that you never think they would do, but they do it. So those type of things, like, because audience get hooked on that, and I wanna be able to get into that with my acting performance, but also my own writing and directing.
Yeah, I think it's like, and I could be wrong, right? I don't know the background of it, but I want to say it's like well groomed experience. Like they have the certain scenes that have certain shots that only like experience would give you that, and then they have like everything's a scene that's like everything's going nonchalant, but at the moment something happens, and like that's something that's I feel like that's a lost art in certain movies nowadays because everything's so CGI. They want everything to be so bloody, and they lose the sense of timing of things that essentially makes a movie great.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, CGI is amazing. Some of the certain like things that have been pulled off in CGI is absolutely amazing, but it definitely gets overused. Like
Yes.
CGI is great, but like I don't think people should like completely abandon practical effects. I feel like you should have like both
Hmm.
hand in hand because it's like I mean, there's great things that have been done completely CGI, but there's also things that have been all CGI and just like you can kind of see it and stuff like that. And you're like, or it's just like maybe certain things shouldn't be CGI. Maybe
Hmm.
throw in some practical effects. So I feel you on that point.
I think I just think like the level in society, everything's so advanced, right? That people are starting to lose the art of like work with what you have. A good movie, like I'm very old school. I like that mafia movie, Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro. I'm very fanatic. And what makes me love it is that it's the atmosphere. If you got a good scene with a good background, it tells a story without somebody needing to speak. And then, you bring somebody like Robert De Niro or Joe Pesci or Ray Liotta, like, and, drop that line that just makes the whole scene. And, it's like everything coincides with one another, and yet
Yeah,
it's so simple. It's like one of the indie movies that I've seen, I think a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, was with Halle Berry, Bruised. It's considered to be indie because of its budget, right? Low budget, but yet it's everything's physical. The acting, she's a great actor, right? Oscar winning actor. And
right.
this, the scene, the way they shot it, the background, define the scene. Now you compliment it because it's essentially the story they're trying to show is this, this mother who's a fighter, and she had a lost child or something, and he comes and like they're struggling, and bumps and bruises and like a traumatic environment trying to uprise from the struggle.
Yeah,
And that's just that's everyday life. You can, whether you're a fighter or not, just uh the struggle alone will, like, you can feel that and
yeah,
understand that, and like, fuck, that's dope, I feel that.
yeah,
And that's what makes movies so successful, because they're able to empathize what the scene is.
yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, that and just good art.
Yeah.
Good art makes you feel something. No
Yes.
matter what it is, it makes you feel something. If it can make you feel something, then it's had an impact
It's
on you.
supposed to move you. That's what art is.
Yeah,
Art is not perfect. Art can be beautiful and ugly and hideous, but it's supposed to move you. It's what it defines what you're feeling.
yeah, I agree.
Like, if I take a chunk of shit, right, and put it out on one of those art things and put boom,
Yeah,
that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like shit. So it's
yeah,
it is more, probably more complicated than what I'm explaining, right? But
yeah,
just the secret, the conversation. It's supposed to show what you're feeling,
yeah.
and some people are smart, some insane, but like it's supposed to be breathtaking.
I agree. Yeah. Oh man, what are some of your favorite movies besides like the old like gangster movies and stuff like that?
Man, Heat,
That's a good one.
Heat. Um, I'm not gonna say Scarface because it's just played out. Right, it's just
You
played
think
out.
it's played out?
It's played out. I know a lot of people that just not now the structure, the movie wise, perfect. But just like a lot of people want to live that Tony Montana life and be like Tony Montana, so like it kind of like, oh man, all right, back it up, right?
I mean, it's legendary for a
Yeah,
reason.
no, it is. Carlito's Way,
Oh, that's another good one too.
Carlito's Way. What else? Goodfellas.
Another classic.
Fuck. I watched numerous of times. Uh, what's this called? The Irishman.
I have not watched The Irishman.
Yeah, it's long as hell, but it's if you're a fan like I am, like the books and all that, I just watching Joe Pesci return as a gangster, it liberates me. What else? I think was it Tony Brasco? that Johnny Depp
Oh,
plays in.
Donnie Brasco.
Nah, Donnie Brasco, is it?
Yeah, is it Donnie Brasco? That's the
Uh,
movie. That's the movie with the it's a Fugazi.
is it?
Yeah, he's an
It's
undercover FBI agent
yeah,
that like gets
yes,
really
yes.
deep.
There you go.
Yeah, it's Donnie Brasco, I believe.
That one. God, what else? I can't remember that right now. There's an old one. Shock collars. It's not necessarily gangster, but it's like regarding a true story with like I believe is the Aryan Brotherhood.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
I think it's like it looks like kind of indie. Is the this guy who was like a financial advisor and whatnot. One day he went out with his wife, his friend, and his wife, and like they went on a double date, and he had an accident, and his friend died, right? Because he was driving, and he was drunk.
Yeah,
He got sent to the prison. So like, I guess the prison he went to like is based on survival.
yeah,
So like, somebody was trying to like, I want to say like bitch him out,
yeah,
and he wasn't having it, because if you like in prison, if somebody steps to you, and he tries to enforce his dominance, and you don't defend yourself, you're considered to be a bitch, and everybody will, disrespect you.
yeah,
In some prisons, right? I don't know how is it, I don't know how is it now. So he refused, and he got into it with the guy. So I think the Aryan Brotherhood approached him, and like because he was white, you come with us, and they started get him, giving him jobs inside the prison, and where he started being a hitman.
yeah,
And like it's crazy because I like the way the evolution of him. He went to like this fragile, um, I don't know, stockbroker, right? So
yeah,
now there's fucking massive uh hitman for this essentially some type of hidden orders organization, right? And it
yeah.
just shows how things escalate. He's finally out, but one of his brothers was a snitch, and it's a great movie.
Damn.
It's
So
a
it's like
great
Breaking Bad in the movie.
yes, yes, yes.
Damn.
It's a great movie. It's very a great movie. So I don't know, I tend to gravitate a lot to those movies like that, but the acting has to be exquisite. Like, a lot of nowadays it's a lot of, gangster shit, guns, hoes, and bitches. I'm more old school where like, Cadillac, you gotta walk a certain way, you gotta talk a certain way, suit and tie, American
Yeah.
gangster with Delson Washington type of shit.
Okay, I feel you. I feel you. I mean, I still feel like they still make those type of movies, but it's definitely a different style now because you have a different wave of artists, a different wave
Hmm.
of directors.
I mean, but a lot of just it's over. The times have changed. Back then, when Martin Scorsese was filming, like the mom was at his peak, right? That's how
Yeah,
they did
that's true.
the Godfather. Times have changed now. There's the mom. I'm not sure it was still alive or not, but right now you see gun violence, the hood, the ghetto. This is what the day to day, and this is the new modern,
Yeah.
organization. So you'll see that um, more in the movies, and that's what you represent what the history is representing at the moment.
Oh yeah, for a fact. Yeah.
So, but I'm fascinated about that shit. Like I'm trying to make a podcast, and where back in the day in Jersey City, I think Hoboken, Union City, where I'm from, there was Puerto Ricans versus the Italian. This is real story, right? And I've reached out to certain people to tell that story, but like it's hard because people either passed away or they're too old, and when you get old,
You don't
their
remember?
motto, not even their motto is they don't say nothing. I don't know
Oh
what you're
yeah.
talking about,
You gotta be
like
careful.
yeah. So I'm fat. I don't know why. I just tend to enjoy that.
But that's the thing. I mean, it's a lot of that's a very common mix. It's Puerto Rican and Italians.
Yes, you said a common mix. Common
Yeah.
mix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's common mix. I've seen a lot of girls who are Puerto Rican and Italian.
yeah. Back then, at least Jersey City, Hoboken. Back then, there was That was what it was. Like back then was more divided. It was, at that then was Italian versus Puerto Ricans, Italian versus some other culture.
Yeah,
You go to like Burger Line, it's all Hispanic, Colombiano, all types of, times have changed.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, that's like, and I like the writing. I like the writing. It takes you have to compliment. There's somebody writing the words, but also somebody delivering the lines.
Oh yeah, for a
You
fact. Yeah,
know,
yeah,
you can't. You have to say with conviction.
yeah,
Like, and it's a rare combination. Not everybody can say a line. Not everybody can write. So once you have like the perfect combination, like right now I'm watching Peacemaker. Like which he's
yeah.
yeah. So it's directed by James Gunn. James,
One of my top favorites, top
yes,
five favorites. I'm
from
hoping to work with him in my career.
yeah. Hopefully, so your mouth to God's ears. Make it
Yeah,
happen. But he's the one who created, wrote and directed Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah,
So now we're seeing his vision in a different platform, but now rated R. And you
yeah,
can see how everything, it's fucked up and crazy, right? But you can see how everything complements everything, from the writing, from the acting, from the scenery. And like in the show, it's a lot of like old school type. It's not really much CGI.
Well, yeah, 'cause a character like Peacemaker doesn't really need too much CGI.
Yeah, correct. But it's like it's fun, right?
Yeah,
It's you're giving so many people jobs. You're actually people that do artists, makeup, all that. You're giving them jobs and to show their craftsmanship.
yeah, yeah.
So
That's important.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Um, so you have this main podcast, and then you're also going to be doing that podcast for the Puerto Rican and Italian beef.
No, that'll be it'll be here in my podcast.
Oh, it'll be all in one.
Yeah, like I do my see. This is the thing, right?
Yeah,
I'm some people when I first started, some people were like very skeptical because my podcast is not a niche. If you think about it, a lot of podcasts has a niche. It has to be taught a certain topic that's always spoke about, whether it's finance, real estate,
yeah, that's true.
movies, right? Mine is not like that. I
Yeah,
refuse to put myself in a box. So my platform is basically I I mix it up. I have individuals like yourself who want to tell their story, but also want to tell them what they're doing. You're excellent actor that's practicing your craft, but also we're talking about different types of stuff within your realm, right?
yeah,
I have another other episodes with real estate agents with autistic advocates that help children with autistic. I have actors, models, film directors. I have this a different diversity
yeah,
of guests, and I don't the goal is to get to know people and have a conversation.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
why it's organic and not scripted, right?
yeah, exactly.
So like last episode I released, it was I tend to reunite people, right? So I'll take different people and do like 4 or 5, right? And my last episode was called relationships. And
Ooh,
we that episode we take I take different people, we now talk about relationships.
yeah,
Now you may think, the first thing comes to your head is relationship like marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, all that. And it's not that.
oh, okay,
You will
yeah,
have to
yeah,
watch the episode, right?
yeah,
You will have to have watch the episode to see what type of relationship we're talking about, which is
yeah,
constant dropping gems. I have an episode talk about gun violence, gun control. I have another episode of we're talking about the Kyle Ryden, whatever his name is, the kid who shot somebody,
oh
uh,
yeah,
versus
yeah,
another case, and we dissect it with articles
yeah,
and different opinions. And but the the whole thing of different diversity, the whole thing is nobody's right or wrong. Is having the being grown enough and to hear your opinion, you hear mine, and try to understand one another without judgment.
Yeah.
So you may not agree with what I'm saying, right? But that's not the goal. The goal is to you see and try to understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
It may
Yeah.
not hit you down there, but later down the road, you see a similar situation with somebody's going through, and you thought about the conversation you had, and helps you understand and empathize that we're all human beings. We're not perfect. We're just trying to do the best that we can.
Oh yeah, for a fact. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. I just want to talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm very introvert, right? I've always it's difficult me um building relationships and friendships, right? And my son, he's autistic, and in order for my son to be successful, I have to come out of my shell, out of my
Yeah.
comfort zone, right? So I wanted to do something like this for a while, right? I get to meet new people, have an interesting, positive conversation, right? Because the whole goal is Dio is my company, Dream Inspire Obtain. Dreamers inspire dreamers, other dreamers to obtain their goal. Where's their goal? What's your passion right now? To get in a movie, to win an Oscar, to get your name out
Yeah.
there, to be a number one, right?
Yeah. And to be a
And
great actor.
and the whole conversation is you can do it. One, I support you. I believe in you,
Thank you. I appreciate
right?
that.
And talk about you know what are some of the struggles you had to overcome to get where you're at.
Yeah.
It's a simple organic conversation. In 2022, if you look at it anywhere else, they'll show you the Benz, the Bentleys, the $1 million houses. They show you everything after, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Everything after they made, and they don't show you when they were going through the struggle to help you grow as a person,
Yeah.
right? That's why when they
Yeah.
become millionaires, they become so arrogant and forget where they were at one point,
Yeah.
right? So here it's for the or here it's the ordinary Joe that it's trying to just get this shit together and do something with their life.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
share your story, right? You first in this you started talking about, I looked up, I started going online classes to becoming an actor,
Yeah.
right? Some other people, right, haven't gotten that idea. That's not even a thought,
That's true. Yeah.
right? And they're just struggling. They just want to become an actor. When I'm an actor, right? Little they know, they watch this and they need somebody like you hearing your story, right? And say, oh, he went to an acting school. Maybe I should do that for myself.
Yeah. And that's the beautiful thing with doing these podcasts. And the thing is with online social media, podcasts and stuff like that is that you can really reach out to people, just like how you can reach out to people in films, but you can also
Yeah.
reach out to people here because it's just like you're hearing this conversation, and, people listen to different podcasts and they listen to these different conversations, and it just it helps them in a way, whether it's the podcast is talking about mental health, or this person's talking about their career, they're talking about the grind, what they're doing and stuff like that in order to achieve their goals. They listen to that and they're like, shit. They're like, okay. And then it inspires them. And I think that's the most beautiful thing when it comes to doing this whole thing is inspiring other people. Because that's how we should be doing things. It's just we get inspired, and as we're working on other things, we inspire other people, just like
Yeah.
how we were inspired.
Correct. And the problem is that we don't know how to. A lot of people don't support one another because they don't know how to.
Yeah, that's
We
that's
we
true.
don't we don't know how to, right? Because we also have dreams, right? And we don't know how to obtain them. So when somebody sees you becoming an actor and doing all these things, they get frustrated. They become haters, right? They become haters and not supportive because little do you know they had the same dreams and achievements, but they didn't know how to. So they come off that they're hating and not supporting, right?
Yeah,
So as time passes and they continue to evolve as people, when they see you um, on the stage, when they like you'll be accepting your Oscar or Golden Globe, right? They'll sit there and start crying. It's like I knew he could do it. I knew he could do it because it wasn't hate towards you, it's resentment towards them
Yeah.
because they didn't know how, and they
Yeah.
didn't know how, and all you needed was somebody to tell you can do it.
Yeah.
Listen, you only need one person to say you can do it. He doesn't have to tell you how you do it, where you need to start, how to look for it. All you need is that person to tell you what to is you can do it. And that, that starts a fire within yourself, and it's like, fuck, I'm gonna do this. And
Yeah.
go for it. And go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. I 100% agree. It really just takes that one person, and then once it takes that one person to light the fire, and after that, it can go from there. And that's the thing. Yes, there's a lot of people. There's like I feel like now, especially the last few years, things are opening up, and people are starting to. They're starting to be because there's people who are very transparent and they show everything. There's people who are very like low key. Like I'm more like in like the middle area because I try to keep
Balanced.
certain things. Yeah, I
Yes,
try to
as
keep
you
certain
should.
things like in the shadows and stuff like that. But I feel like there's a lot of great actors giving words of wisdom. So there's a lot of people like with Skillshare teaching people. Like I feel like Skillshare has been such a great platform for people to get started on whatever it is. So it's just like it's definitely like a lot of it like in the earlier days of like the internet and social media and stuff like that people were just they weren't helping other people,
Hmm.
and it's still like that. But I feel like we've grown, especially this past decade, is as a lot of people are helping each other out. A lot of people are being more transparent. Like there's this one model I follow. She's a British girl. I believe her name is Georgia Clark. She's been all her posts has been showing how like just pretty much trying to bring more awareness to like when it comes to like for us models and stuff like that, how we can really get into a dark place, really get into self hate because it's
Hmm.
like we'll go like, oh, our bodies don't look like this and that. Like the modeling pictures that you see
Hmm.
on there. She really breaks it down about of showing that like like these models and stuff like that, their bodies aren't perfect. It's just all about the angles and stuff like that. So it's just like I feel you with what you said, like how like people don't really help each other out now. But I feel like it's not as much. Like I feel like there's a lot of more people who are definitely helping out there, and it's through people like Georgia or
Hmm.
people on Skillshare and stuff like
Well,
that. So
I totally agree. There's people actually do it, but I have this saying, right? I can't remember where the hell I learned it for, but once I learned it, it spoke to me. Speak
yeah,
once and listen twice. Speak once and
mm,
listen twice. So you got to understand, and you got to be mindful, right? And especially you up and coming, you got to listen twice to what people are saying, right? So they can sit here and tell you a whole paragraph of be inspirational and help and all this shit, right? But
yeah,
listen to their words. What kind of words are they saying? Are they using the same words that fucking other motivational are speaking or saying? Because a lot of that shit is the same.
yeah,
A lot of that shit is repetitive. Everything I say is because I'm living. I'm
yeah.
doing it, right? So as much as we're helping one another, everybody's saying something positive, so their image could look good,
Yeah,
right?
there's definitely some people who are like that. Yeah,
Right. You got to remember, like, you want to be an actor. There's a
yeah,
role and a role and an image you have to represent.
mm.
Not everything's real.
But what do you mean, like how like not everything's real?
All right. Example: Donald Trump. Right? They use Donald Trump. Good old Donald. Is Donald Trump a president, a politician? Does he have experience? Did he go to school for that? Is that his foundation, or is Donald Trump an entertainer who through either flipping real estate, money, or being on TV shows?
What you just said.
Right? Ronald Reagan, right? The great president Ronald Reagan. Was he a politician? Did he go to school for this? Did he do what he needed to be done a politician, or was he a cowboy movie star?
He was an actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an
Right.
actor.
So I gave you two examples. When it comes to as what runs this any country is politics, right? Make the hard decision to make the fucking country work. In the two examples I gave you, right, which is our two presidents, and what form are they adequate, right, and what form are they qualified to run your country besides being liked?
That's a good question, and I don't know too much. If it comes to like politics, I'm
No,
definitely
but
not
like
an
it's not
expert. But
it's not about politics, right? But it's the essential question, right? They're known for flipping real estate. They're known for being entertainers, and being as an entertainer, you have to have always an image.
I feel like when it comes to like entertainment, and this is just how I feel, is that your image should be as true as you are, because it's like when it comes to like, because
But
it's like,
are they? Are they?
I mean, yeah, that's true.
When you go
That's true.
to a job interview, you're definitely not talking like we're talking right now. You put that voice. Hey, how are you? Hey, Tim.
Yeah, that's true.
Right,
Yeah, because you're
right,
trying to keep it a professional.
right. But that's not who you are. Once they clock out, and you walk out. You're like, oh shit. Let me put some music on. Let me ride. Right. It's
Mm,
Friday. Shit. Let's get some
yeah,
Henny or whatever. Especially are you Dominican?
I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican.
Well, like that. You Dominican. You got que lo que. You Puerto Rican. Que pajo. Hoy se bebe.
Yeah,
Right. You're not gonna act like that in your work. So you have a representation in your image.
that's true. Okay, yeah, I see what you're trying to get at. It's just me. It's just like, yeah, because you have to be a certain way when it comes to stuff like that. Because it's just like, you're coming to work and you're coming to do a specific thing. I try my best not to like, unless I'm in a scene and I'm on camera and I'm playing a certain character that's, just playing a character. Other than that, I like to keep it as close to who I am, because especially when it comes to like the acting and stuff like that, casting the directors, they're choosing you for you.
Mhm. But
It's that opposite.
in that sense, it's different because you're doing what you love.
Yeah, that's true. And I was actually talking about it with my big bro. I'm like, I don't even really consider acting and modeling a job, because it's just, I love it. When I'm doing it, I love it. It doesn't feel like a job. I'm just doing it like, whereas I work security. Yeah, that's a job. But when I'm acting and modeling and stuff like that, it feels like I'm there having fun and I'm letting my creativity out. That's what.
I worked security for 8 years. I went from little, guardia palito, uh, to an operation manager, running
Really.
size. Yes, and it's totally a shitty job. I hate
Yeah.
it. I hated it. Right, but yet again, if I would have found this back then, I'll be a lot more happier.
Oh yeah.
I would have saved a lot of time and be in a different place within my life right now, right? But everything's a learning curve.
Yeah. Everything's a
But
learning curve. Yeah.
but essentially, like you have to put a front. You have to put your image. You have to show a certain image to get votes, to get a job, right? You can't be who you are 24/7, because what you're trying to achieve is not what you love. So when I say like you need to speak once, listen twice, yeah, everybody's being supportive, blah blah blah, right? Until TMC gets you, right, and see some doing some grimy shit or doing whatever. Now they act like they don't know you. Perception, and especially in acting, modeling industry, is everything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no doubting that. That's definitely agreed. I feel like with those type of people, when you see them doing this, but then you see them doing some grimy shit, those are the people that you don't want to fuck with.
No,
Because
you
it's
don't.
like you have those type of people, but then you have the people who are honest, on and off the camera, on and off the stage,
But you
on and off.
can't be like Seth Rogen and James Franco that everybody knows have been best friends. And
Oh yeah,
as soon as this guy started going on the news with all his sexual shit, right?
yeah, I heard
Seth
about that
Rogen, like,
shit.
I don't know that guy, I don't speak to him, I don't do whatever, right? And your publicist was or is the one who's going to tell you, don't you have to say these things, right?
Yeah,
So perception is everything,
yeah.
and that's what
But
I.
that's something I don't agree with. That's something I always think about that shit because especially with like everybody getting canceled and stuff like that. I'm just like we're humans, we fuck up, and I'm not saying like I have no say whether somebody should get canceled or not, but it's just like I don't believe in like publishers saying like, oh, do this so you can look better. No, no, no. If some shit comes out about me where I fucked up, I'm gonna go because that's just the person I am. I'm gonna go confront it. Yo, I fucked up. I like because it's like there's a lot of people who would do that for all their publishers, and
Nah,
I disagree
man.
with that. I feel like
You
you should be honest. As
have a
much as
couple
you can be.
billion, have a couple millions in your bank account, right? And then say that.
Well, we'll
I
see.
get.
We'll see in a
And
few
say
years.
that, and you're going to. I believe in you that much, right?
I appreciate that.
I believe in you that much. You go as far as your hustle goes. You're willing to hustle more, you keep going, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But once you get to a level, let's take Joe Rogan for instance, right? Uh, they he was banned or whatever, had apologized because misinformation, right? Supposedly, right? Yet, history has shown us that everything they were saying is actually factual. But so he had apologized and whatnot, and to start, he had apologized. You know why? Because he has I think, $1 billion deal with Spotify.
yeah, yeah.
When
He
you're
does.
making that type of money, you're not an ordinary Joe no more. You have a sense of responsibility, right?
Yeah,
So, you know, they want to do him harm. So now they're digging into old episodes, him saying the N word, blah, 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 right? If you start being who you are as of now, and you start showing everybody that you do make mistakes as of now, right? Without the millions, that you're in the hustler stage in the struggle, and you show them a part of you that, yeah, you get be who you are. Would be keep in mind that you're gonna make mistakes, but you're always trying to put your best foot forward
yeah,
as of now. And
yeah,
when you finally get to that fucking pinnacle, which you will, right? Nobody can say anything of you. You built yourself up. You're a man of your word. You're credible. You have value in the industry. Who's
yeah.
gonna tell you anything,
Exactly. Yeah,
right? But
yeah,
you have to start at you have to start that as now.
yeah. I
And
agree.
the circle, as you grow, the circle you create has to always have to resemble who you are to keep you it keeps your feet on the ground, right? But also build a team that's trustworthy and want their best benefit is you to go up and help you. And as you help you, they also help themselves,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah,
And if you build that from the ground up, it'll be a different story. So what you say is what you say. You're not saying what other people are saying. You get what I'm saying?
yeah. I know exactly. It's all about setting the stage of who the type of person you're going to be in this career in this industry. So
Mm-hmm.
I 100% agree. And
So,
if,
so
like
when I
especially with like having that circle of people who represent you, because it's just like, and it's said in Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Who you choose to be around lets you know who you are. So it's just
yeah
like if you're not liking the type of person you are, it usually might stem from the type of people you hang out with. So it's just
yeah
like hang out with people who really align with the type of person you want to be and your morals.
mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is why I say, everybody's talking positive, right? But listen
Yeah,
twice to what they're saying, because you could clearly, if you're a good actor, you'll doubt, nah, that's him or is that somebody else? But
true.
is he a bad actor? You quickly notice, nah, those are not his words.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so speak once and listen twice.
Yeah,
Not everybody's just trying to. It's cloud. That positive shit is cloud. Not everybody, if you, especially if you hot, right? You got the number one movie out now, right? Everybody want to be your friend. Everybody's
That's
trying to
true.
take a picture with you, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to call you. Somebody will never call you. It's calling you off the hook. And it's like, hey, how you doing? Listen, I was wondering if you could be on my
Yeah.
right?
Okay, now that quote is really getting ingrained in me because I always think about that shit too. It's just yeah, I'm gonna keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
yeah. You gotta,
What was it? Offer once, listen twice.
speak once, listen twice.
Speak once, listen twice. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's key. That's key. What people say and how they say it.
yeah. So when you speak clearly, speak correctly, right? Uh, and it goes when when I used to before I left my job and plenty of interviews, right? You learn what your worth is, so that you learn how to negotiate.
Yeah,
When I used to know that. Now I go into a job interview. If I ever get a job, which I doubt, because I got my own thing going, right? I'll sit down. Um, I want this amount. This is what my time's worth.
exactly.
But I spoke once. And if it's not for me.
Yeah,
Sometimes we make stupid decisions because we're in need. And we got to remember everything is going to pass. Your good times, your bad times, your anger, your frustration. Don't make decisions because of need or that moment, because everything will pass.
yeah, I
Right?
agree. Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Oh man, you really got me there. I was like, yeah, this is fucking good.
Yeah, man. It's listen. The act. You're not entering. Your passion is not nothing. That's not easy.
Oh, it's not easy, but then again, if it's easy, then what's the point? All
Yeah,
it's gonna be worse because it's challenging. So it's
yeah,
just once you finally get through it, it's gonna be satisfying. 'Cause
yeah,
I just know when I get like my first major lead role, I'm probably going to cry. Or
yeah,
when I win the Oscars, I'm going to cry. Like
yeah.
I'm gonna be giving the speeches, and I just know I'm gonna cry. So
But there's a lot of people you have to persuade, right? There's a lot of people you have to make like you. Uh, there's a lot of people that try to, cock block you to get something because they want it, right?
oh yeah, for a fact.
So if you start out being yourself,
Yeah,
right? You get it. If you're willing to put that work, you don't got to worry about anything. You don't got to worry
exactly.
about people liking you. You don't got to worry about people supporting you, because the first supporter is you. Second one, you. Third one, you. Fourth, you. It's only you, right?
Yeah,
And as long as as you go and gain experience and create a work ethic, who's gonna stop you,
exactly. Yeah,
right? Sometimes
yeah.
you all you have to do is show up.
Yeah, and I had to learn that too about
Yeah.
like your first, second, third supporter is you. Like I've been very fortunate of of the people in my corner right now that they've been supporting me, especially my big bro. Um, but yeah, I had to really learn that because it's just like you want to work, you want to focus on your grind, but you don't want people who aren't truly fucking with you or preying on your downfall. So
Mhm.
it's just it can get easier when you focus on is this person like to look out for those type of people, and it's just like yes, look out for them, but don't let that shit cloud
Mhm.
your judge. Well, not your judgment. Just don't let that shit distract you from the
Yeah.
real goal and stuff
And
like that. And I had to learn that
yeah,
and overcome it.
you also have to like learn how to identify, because you will tell somebody about your dreams and they will listen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, whatever. And it's not that they don't support you or they're acting fake. It's that like, all right, I'm listening to you. At the end, it's up to you. You got to go for it. You got to go do it.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
you can talk all you want, but if you ain't doing it, shit ain't happening.
exactly. Simple as that.
So yeah, man, you got keep fucking doing you. Keep doing what you're doing. You're not doing bad. You're ahead of the game a lot. You're focusing on your craft
Thank
rather
you.
than try to have luck and land something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, not necessarily luck. It's just I put it in God's hands and do the work.
Yeah, 100%.
And the same thing with you, man. Because like you're over here telling me bring all these type of guests on your podcast. You're fucking growing, fucking, and it's good that like you're diversing it because it's like there's more and more people on podcast platforms that are starting to be more diverse. But like I said, it all depends on the person and what they want to do. But I'm glad that you're like you know what, I don't want to do one thing. I want to do multiple things. So you are doing multiple things. You're bringing people, artists like me, but you're also bringing people like real estate, and real estate is really important. I feel like everybody should have a hand in real estate because real estate is a never dying business.
Yes.
And money is really important because it's just like, especially for me, I mean, I'm working security, so I can support the acting and modeling until eventually that can take care of me. But like real estate is something good to really search up on because it's like I can make, a few hundred, or, just make extra money.
Yes.
So it's like if I want to do a project and they're like, hey, we know that you're asking for a lot of money, but we have a very low budget. Do you mind taking a pay cut? I got money from real estate or whatever other business ventures that I was into.
Yeah, investments.
So it's just like, all right, doesn't matter. I'll take the pay cut. I want to do this project. Let's make it work for everybody. That's the type of mentality I want to come into. It's just like, yes, I need to get my money for myself and for my future family. But also, it's just I also want to make some dope shit. I'm coming to this project because I'm like, yo, this is dope. I want to be part of it. So
yeah,
so I'm glad you're bringing those type of people.
Yeah, it's we as people, right? I'm not sure it's just because I just grew up with my grandparents, which is a different era, right, for them.
Yeah.
But we, ever since 2000 hit, right, we've lost something, and where conversation with one another is either trying to sabotage you, right, or just meaningless small talk. We don't talk, and if we talk, it's all negative.
Yeah.
We stop talking about our dreams and aspiration and replace that with text messages. Like how many times you're texting with somebody and they say something, you got to read it twice because the way they said it's not, you're like, no, you get what I'm saying? It's confusion.
Yeah.
And everything's over now, video chat. But back in the day, everything was started to be coming out at Messenger, AIM. I'm sure you remember that, right? And we started replacing person to person with now this screen interface. And we're very selective and short circuit on what we're going to say. And we stop connecting, we stop being human people. We start relating to one another.
Yeah.
And we started just talking to one another as if all you want to hear.
Yeah.
Right. And me telling you or telling everybody, you need to get your shit together. It's time to get your shit together. It's not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
It's we want to acknowledge this person's feelings, but also feel bad for them. I don't want to feel bad for you because I lose respect for you. I want you to get your shit together, get up in your 2 feet and go get this shit that's called life and live it. And learn how to fucking duck and self-defense because it's gonna hit you hard.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So they say if you have an idea and you're able to explain it to an 8-year-old and they understand what you're trying to do, it's just a success. I have my neighbor, and they have a 8-year-old daughter, and I explained to them what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I asked her, do you understand? She said yes. And she said yes. And I told her, can you explain to me what am I trying to do? And she said, all you want to do is talk to people and reconnect one another to help you feel like a person. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah.
This is not CNN. I'm not asking you 21 questions. You're not nervous.
No.
Right? We're not like, oh my God, what is he gonna ask me next? We're just talking.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. I love great conversations. So that's why I love the podcast, and that's why I'm so happy you asked me to come on here.
It's an honor having you here, man. I appreciate it. Don't be a stranger. You're welcome here anytime you want.
Oh yeah, for a fact, man. We'll stay connected for a fact.
Definitely, definitely. If you go on my Instagram, right, and
Yeah.
here it's we try to throw flowers to our guests. It's not about me, right? You go to my Instagram and it says, "I don't need you to believe in me. I need you to believe in you."
Yeah, I appreciate that, but it's like it's it's two of us. It's not just me. It's two of us. So it's just you can give it to me, but it's like I also gotta give it to
Hey,
you.
man, my
It's
when my
gotta be
time
it's gotta be equal.
when my time comes, I'll get my flowers. But in order for
Oh,
me to
you're
get
gonna get your flowers, man. You deserve the flowers now, man.
in order for me to get my flowers, you need to get yours.
Ah, okay,
My
man. Once I
my.
get the flowers, I'm sending it right to you, man.
I'm gonna hold you to that then.
All right, man. Hold me to it, please.
Yo, it's been an honor talking to you, having you here on the show, man. You're more than
Been a
welcome
great
to come
experience.
or hit me up on the IG. You got a
Yeah.
supporter in me.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You're welcome, man. Tell the people that can find you before we go.
You can find me on Instagram at comandante_Ojeda.
Boom.
I'm on Twitter at Ojeda Comandante. And that's pretty much my main two socials for. And then I have YouTube. I haven't done anything on YouTube, but I that's something I want to do for like other type of things that I'll later review when it's more ready. But the main ones, it's all the acting and modeling is on there. Is my Instagram comandante_Ojeda and Twitter at Ojeda Comandante.
Boom, el comandante, coño. Go follow him out. Go support him. Go check him out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Have a good night, guys. Boom.